Today's tip is how to knit a graphic on a punch card machine without using a punch card. This is not intarsia, it's a little bit different. So, it's the first thing we see when we take my 360 out of storage is that I remove the smudge bar. Why did I do that? Have no idea. Do I have a new one? Well, no. But I also see a bit needle here. So I'm going to remove that right now. That'll just cause issues. No better time like the present to remove needles that are in bad shape, bent, had a bad day. Move them all forward. Taking a look at all of the latches, making sure that they're all still in the machine. It looks like that was the only weird one, and it's on a very common one for me to use when doing projects. See if I have any extra needles in here. Don't. Nothing in there. Well, this one is probably good. Looks good. I'm going to have to make a phone call and get myself some more needles. I open the latch. Put the needle back in. When I'm looking at it, it's actually bent, so back out it comes. I'm going to see if I have any others. Maybe in the bottom. Yes. But who's who? Check this one. Yeah, that one works. Those two have to disappear. Thankfully, I had an extra. I have extra sponges as well. And then I have rubber needles. And SR 150 rubber needles. Noted. Now attached. Okay, we're all checked. Now, I have to be very careful to get these back where they're supposed to go. I'm going to do this slowly. We're going to pause the video while I get them all in there. Just so we're clear, the sponge bar goes on top of the needles, not underneath them. So I'm pushing down and pushing them back. Sometimes in groups of 2, sometimes in groups of 3. And I get a little ways. I then push it down with my ruler, and the sponge bar slides on top. I then continue. Why do I store my 360 without a sponge bar in it? Because I tend to use the sponge bar on all of my Singer machines. So they kind of, you know, share. Which isn't always a good thing to do. Just so we're clear. So I lift it up with my finger, and I'm pushing down with my other finger, and it goes into the patterning plate. Now the sponge isn't too bad. I'm actually quite impressed. Before I do anything, I'm going to give it a little cleanup. I think it's been a long time since I've actually used this poor thing. Okay, the one thing you don't see on this machine is its carriage. I have to go find it because it's in this mess somewhere. So we're going to pause this video again while I go find the carriage, and we could set up the ribber because why not? Okay, before I put Petunia back on her machine, I make sure that she is running very well. This one's a little sluggish compared to this one, so I'm going to give this a little bit of lubrication using some gun oil of some sort. I just gotta figure out what I did with it. Okay, gun oil. Okay, Jody's having problems with a mitten. So I'm going to start with a normal punch card mitten, and then I'm going to move to the technique that she is doing. The first thing I need to do is I need to make some ribbing, and then I'll start the mitten. So, y'all, there's nothing fancy about doing some ribbing. I'll come back when I have that all done. Okay, ribbing is done. I'm now going to transfer. I just did like 16-ish rows. This is just a demo, it's not an actual project. So I'm going to transfer and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm going to set up for regular knitting now. Take that out of the area. Bringing in my punch card. Now, Jody's not using a punch card for hers, and we will do a few rows with punch card, and then we'll do a few rows of what Jody's doing. What I'm doing right now is relearning what I'm doing. Deep breath. I think I want tension 5. Read the card. I'm going to knit across. Now that should have been read. Unlocking punch card. We are knitting in. I am adding my second color. I'm going to hang on to that. Now, if I'm right, everything should knit in 2 colors. Okay, so I can tell that my machine is working perfectly. Amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off the patterning. I'm going to remove my punch card. And now we're going to do what Jody's doing. So she is now off to the side, taking away color number 2. We're back in stockinette. I'm just going to weave in this one yarn tail so I don't have to deal with it. And that kind of gives us a starting point anyway. Okay, so knitting across 2 rows. 1. So now we have a separation. What Jody is doing is she is tricking her 24 stitch card into being infinite with 2 colors. So what she's done is she's put it on knit in. She has brought forward a few stitches, so I'm just going to do a random. Bringing them forward. Introducing her second color. And she is telling her machine to do what she wants it to do, the width she wants it to do, using a simple graphic. Now what I see is that only one color knit. Which isn't right. So I'm going to bring forward some into B position. Oh, no, C position. So random into C and see what happens. Nope, still only knitting on yarn number 2. Okay. This is supposed to work. So you're in arrow, arrow. I don't see any reason why this shouldn't be working. Let me see here. Okay, put it in 0, 0. All right, so noted. If we go random, so it is 0, 0. So O and O, knit in, 2 colors in the carriage, bringing it forward. And now I get pattern. So, the tip and the trick of the day is put your Singer carriage into knit in, put your levers on the side here to O and O, and you can do whatever pattern you wish using just 2 colors. As long as you have the graphic in front of you, you can pull out whatever stitches need to be brought forward. and you can knit. So there is your tip and trick for the day, and I have learned something new. I hope this helps Jody, and we'll get her problem fixed by the end of the day. So there we go. Okay, so we got it to work. We have a random pattern, and then we had some random pattern. I just did whatever. Seemed to work. I got a little bit of tracing over here on this side, but that's okay. That wasn't the point. So there's your tip and trick for the day. Okay, just to recap, you do knit in, and then you put the little levers into O.